Hi, this is Catherine G. McRae from Be Your Own Superhero Success Series. I'd like to welcome my guest today, Katrina Francella.
Hey.
From Koach Katrina. Welcome, Katrina.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me here today.
Awesome
so
to be
you're
here.
a brand new business owner.
I am.
So let's talk about that.
So far, everything has been amazing. And yeah, so I opened a fitness club, but I think the ladies would tell you that it's a goes beyond sort of fitness at my spot.
So what made you decide that you wanted to get into that industry?
Yeah, well, 4 years ago, I was almost 300 pounds and kind of at like a rock bottom. I had played sports my whole life, even though I was overweight my whole life, and I stopped playing because I was just self-conscious in my body, and especially kind of going through high school, I just became more and more self-conscious, saying no to things, avoiding social situations, and so yeah, it was hard. And basically, what kind of sparked the change in me was when my grandfather passed. I saw just kind of how immobile and sick he got, and how hard it was, on his wife to take care of him, and I was at that point larger than him and 18. So it kind of clicked that, I needed to do something. And it was kind of almost like I wanted to do something for him because I knew that, he really loved me, and he wanted to see me happy and healthy, and I definitely wasn't happy and healthy.
So your grandfather was your initial inspiration?
Yeah, he was. And so then my mother introduced me to Achieve Fitness, and that's where I met my mentor, and I call her my angel because she really did, she saved my life. And so that particular owner and that trainer, she kind of started to kind of mold me into kind of what I am today, and I really attribute sort of every conversation she had with me, which was like almost every day after class we would be talking, and I always really appreciated the time that she would put in. She would say she was off at 7, and I'd see her leaving at like 2 hours later. I just saw how much love she had for it, and she really started to teach me that it wasn't about like losing weight, it was about gaining strength, and that's really what inspired me. Yeah, so then with her and at that gym and with the other trainers, I lost 100 pounds in just over a year.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And
that's so incredible.
You know what? And but it was funny because even just in the beginning of my journey, I saw my trainers, and my trainers there, they were real women. They weren't particularly ripped and shredded and this sort of idea that most of us have of what a trainer is. They were real women. They were moms. They got injuries. They had other jobs, and they showed up and they put their heart into it, and no matter what slumps they kind of got into themselves, they always kind of picked themselves back up, and along the way they were doing that for us. So they really inspired me, but I said, I have to get to a certain weight before I can be a trainer. So I kind of, which wasn't true. Now I know that that's not true, but at the time that's what I thought. And so I lost 100 pounds, and then I started to get my certification. And then that owner, she let me kind of host my first class. So that was a big deal for me.
It must have been very exciting.
It was very exciting. I was very nervous, but it was, I cried, of course, because I never thought growing up that I would be in this position that I am. I never imagined I would be a trainer. Although I was athletic and I loved sports, I never saw myself in this position. I guess just because, like I said, my self-worth was just so low. And so Patty came in at the right time, and when I didn't believe in myself, she believed in me, and she always just kept reinforcing, no, you're awesome, you're beautiful, you're strong, keep going, you're gonna fall, you just gotta get back up. And I think that was the biggest thing she taught me, is that the hill to success is not, like this. And I've learned that time and again that, you know, I'm going to be sort of kicked down and stuff's going to happen. But it's really how I come out of it that's most
There's
important.
no express gondola to the top, right?
Oh gosh, yeah. I think some of us wish, but you know, now I don't, because it makes me appreciate things. Like, you know, this happened to me this week. I sprained my ankle, but I also finally got my t-shirts done, and I've been thinking about these t-shirts for like 2 years. So like something bad happened, and then it seems so small, like t-shirts, but it's kind of cool.
It's something you
it's
want
a
for your business
Yeah.
too. And you're also in school as well.
This is my third time in college, my third program. So I'm in fitness and health at Sault College. So it just kind of goes right with what I'm doing now, of course. And it's working for me, and it's really helping with especially what I would like to do with sort of special populations. You know, learning about, you know, pregnancy and different disabilities or abilities, older age population. Those things are really important.
Let's talk about that. How does your club, Coach Katrina, contribute to the community at large?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that the cool thing kind of about my club is that, so it is female only, but I've also done something kind of cool where I've also opened it up to the LGBTQ plus community. So basically, sometimes you might see a guy in there or whatever, which I think I've done research and I haven't really found that anywhere else, not only just in the Sioux, but like in Canada. I could be wrong, but so I think that that's pretty cool.
So you're very welcoming at the club.
Very welcoming, yes, because I know that especially that community can have a hard time feeling comfortable in a fitness sort of atmosphere, and I know that a lot of times people of that community especially feel hard to get into group fitness, which is primarily what I do is group fitness. Mostly because you know, the energy is kind of better, and because you're not only are you getting inspiration from me, most of the time you're getting it from all of the other people around you.
So that's a big key piece to what you do is the inspiration. Not only the inspiration that you're offering others and you're gaining from others, but the members are giving to each other.
Totally, yeah. And you know, it's fun because I'm like, you know, I've been in other facilities. It's just cool that the ladies I'm really seeing are getting to know each other. It's really cool to, you know, kind of go into the back room for a second and to come out and to see them kind of chatting with each other. And because the Sioux is kind of so small, they realize that they have a lot of sort of similarities. And, you know, oftentimes when we're especially doing like cool downs, you know, we're kind of talking to each other about like, you know, what we're going through. And I think because, you know, when people walk in, I'm like, hey, I think that I just kind of give off like a good energy, and especially like in the club, I really wanted it to be fun and like welcoming. Like, so there's, you know, there's bright colors and there's plants and flowers and there's lots of affirmations on the wall. Yeah, it's got life, and it actually, someone came in for the first time the other day, and she almost made me cry. She walked in and she said, she's like, I don't know what it is. I can't describe it right now, but something about this place, like, it just feels good. And I'm like, stop, because I'm going to start to cry, because I like, it means so much to me. And the fact that somebody else kind of came in and said it in that way, it was really cool, because I want it to be a safe space. Like,
is it for all abilities of fitness and all levels?
Yeah.
Like even the, you know, like the cheese eating couch potato?
Yes.
Like people?
Yes, it is. It totally is. And you know, that's, you know, when a lot of people, so I say I do resistance training. So, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, they look in my gym and they see that there's a big tire and there's battle ropes and agility ladders and weights, and they think, you know, automatically, well, I can't do that. Well, okay, so maybe you can't do it exactly how you see said person doing it, but there's a way for everybody to do something. So I say all abilities, all disabilities, I will find a way for you to be able to join us in group. part of like my most favorite thing is to modify, and I don't think that people realize like that is literally a trainer's job, is to modify for whoever comes in the door.
So if you had a key message you want to impart to everyone who's watching this show, what would that be?
Yeah, you know what, I think so, kind of coming from a place where I've, you know, really beaten myself up, and, you know, I have an eating disorder, I have multiple sort of injuries, I have other sort of mental kind of struggles that I go through. I'm still here. And the reason I really believe is through fitness. And like I said, not because I lost the weight, but because I learned about what I could do. So instead of focusing on what I couldn't, I focused on what I could do. And so even though I started modifying exercises, you know, at a very basic level, you know, I'm now at a different level. But that was just because I kind of kept working at it, and because I had supportive trainers around me telling me that I could, and kind of pushing me past limits that I was putting on myself.
So what's your message to the people? If you can make it really concise.
My message is that anybody can do anything. And I know that's cheesy, but really any goal you have is definitely possible with work and with consistency. You know, it's not gonna kind of come if you just kind of do it here and there. So my kind of goal is that really anything is possible if you just keep working at it.
And having that support around you,
and
I
having
think,
that
is key
support,
too.
I think that is probably the biggest thing, is when I'm thinking about these ladies all day. You know, I sleep maybe 5 hours a night. Maybe that's the only time I'm not thinking about them, but the rest of the day I'm thinking about how I can help them, like what can we do to, you know, bring them closer together and that kind of stuff. Because it's important, that girlhood, that sisterhood, it means a lot to me, because I think we should be bringing each other up more.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you very much, Katrina, for sitting down with me today and talking about your new club. I wish you every success
Thanks.
going forward.
Thank you.
And again, thank you.
Thanks.